Hello everyone, this is Father the Everchosen, and welcome back to our playthrough of Dragon Age Origins. Sorry that this video is going to be coming out 2 days late. I had 2 of my wisdom teeth removed, actually today, so that really doesn't give me an excuse for not recording on Sunday and releasing this on Monday. But I just really didn't feel like recording on Sunday. I watched One Piece with my wife, and then yesterday I was in quite a bit of pain before I was getting these wisdom teeth removed, and you know, since I got them out today, I actually don't feel like I'm in that much pain. So we are gonna go ahead with our playthrough of the DLC.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna take Sten with us. Why did I take Win?
Indeed.
Yes. We'll go like this. And we're gonna go do Soldier's Peak. Yep, we're coming up from that merchant caravan. So we'll do Soldier's Peak, and then we'll go and do Return to Ostagar. Hopefully we have enough time to do both. I don't see why we wouldn't. Soldier's Peak doesn't take too long.
And here we are.
Good old Levy Dryden.
Soldier's Peak. Maker's breath. Look at the size of her. What a fortress.
What
I
a
told you
fortress
the mate would
indeed.
get us through the tunnels.
I admit it. Wait. Andraste's blood. How did you find that path on your own?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Just tell me.
It came to me in my dreams.
Well, I'm a mage,
When I
so
was a lad,
kind of makes sense.
I tried going through the tunnel by myself. Got horribly lost. But every now and again since,
Orange juice.
I've dreamt of it.
There wasn't much left, so I figure, why dirty a glass? Oh man, let's carry on.
Like you are. I'll follow you from a distance. This place has the stench of death. I expect there's trouble up ahead.
Probably. So, let's level Sten up. He's got quite a bit. Let's actually take a peek in here and see. We just need strength for two-handed. We really just need... We need him to get up to 18. Those are both active abilities, though. So we really don't need any of that. And we'll also give him combat tactics. So... Man. I mean, let's get his strength all the way up to 40. And bump up his constitution. Ooh, we need cunning for that. Need 12 cunning. I put 1 point there. That should be fine. Bing, bang, boom. And we're going to get... That's a passive. That's a passive. That's a passive. I mean, we can get all 3 of these, so bing, bang, boom. Perfect. And then we should have enough. Yeah, we'll give him Euceris. Nothing cool about it, unfortunately. Oh, and we'll give him the Blood Dragon plate. You can finally see. This was either a pre-order bonus or something to that effect. Let's see. Buckle of the Winds is pretty good. We'll give him that because there's no reason not to. And we'll just pump him all the way up so that he can get that that moderate Strength.
Looks like it's seen better days.
Up
Better
to
centuries,
massive.
more like.
So two warriors and a rogue, plus me as the mage. Should be good, like always. Lots of undead here.
Fall back! Fall back already!
Taking the peak will not be easy, my lord.
I gave the Wardens one chance to die with honor. Instead, they hole up like cowards. We follow the King's advice then. Starve them out.
But the peak has months of supplies.
Then we wait. When they are too weak to lift their weapons, we will send them to their final judgment.
Months long siege. It's
Felt a bit
pretty
woozy
crazy.
there.
I mean, pretty
I'm
typical,
not
but
mad, am I? You saw it too?
I
I've
did.
heard a Norwegian ballad about something like this. A beauty trapped in a dream. In the song, Belisa never wakes up.
Your prissy friend here is making me nervous, Warden. How is this even possible? The place must truly be haunted.
The veil's pretty thin here. The Circle Tower was that way too.
The Veil?
Separates us from the Fade and demons.
Demons? Thank Andraste you came, Warden. After you.
What would you have done if you came by yourself? Like, why would you have done that? Come on, stand up. Guys aren't that creative. Alright. We've got just soldiers, I believe. So nothing too crazy. Should try to get off a chain lightning. Bamo. Ba-da-boo-ba-da-boo-ba-da-boo. Nothing like it. And then it's probably not a bad idea to come up, Mind Blast, get everybody stunned, and then Alistair and Sten and Liliana will have just a better time hitting everybody. Yeah. Arlen's Lord. Oh, and they're going to take pretty decent damage from cold too, which is surprising for undead. Alright, yep. This is probably the biggest fight. It's not a hard fight, it's really just repetitive skeletons. What do we have up there? Warden Acolyte. So we need Mana Clash. That should be within range. Did I kill it? Yep, I did. That's all I cared about. So this DLC, it's not a bad DLC. It adds in a couple things. There are a couple powers that you get from this that are exclusive to this DLC. There's a couple items you get, a few side quests, and then there's also an interesting encounter that you can get when you're just roaming around the world. You may come across a fallen meteorite, and if you do, you can bring it back here, and then you get a really cool sword. It actually has a pretty decent design and everything. So I would say, I mean, anymore, if you're going to buy this game, you're going to buy the definitive edition, you're going to buy it and get everything, but this is definitely a DLC to do every time. Return to Ostagar isn't bad either. And like I said, I never played either of the DLC for Dragon Age 2, so I have no idea if they're worth it. I know the one is because it introduces the bad guy who is, or introduces the person who is the bad guy for the third game. That was a nice crossbow. Can she use it? +1 damage. It's got rapid aim. Oh yeah, 100%. And we just got wardens. Or just one. That's nothing. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And that should be everything down here. I don't think there's really much outside to like pick up or anything. As far as I remember, there isn't. So we should just be able to go inside. Boop, boop, boop. Into the keep.
The men's morale is low. My
And these are all the spirits of the warden.
Leading men and sorcery, Avernus. I will remind them that they're wardens.
Read the names of the fallen. Captain Milo, the Black Ferret, Chair-Throwing Lopez, Sir Derek of Orlais, and Jason the Longbowman. Alan the Quibbler, Cartography Martyr, David the Silent, Dustin the Colorblind, Ebinger of the Bovine Brethren, Ferrell the Feral, Sir Graham the Untiring, and Jason Sans the Argonaut, which is Jason and the Argonaut. Or with the, Sans would be without, I think. I believe that's correct. Oh, Langley the Nefarious, Lucky Lacuna. Man, I think my mustache hairs are poking in my nose. Mad Dog Smeadows, Matthias the Bloody. Sorry for jostling me. McGurrick the Vile Priest, Melissa the Magical Malefactor, the Stretched, and Packrat Dirksen. Sergeant Red Morrison, Santos the Silent Scimitar, Vitrolic Eric, Weak Eye Santos, and Welburn the Exhaustive Fire.
Men, I won't lie to you.
So this
The
is
situation
Sophia
is
Dryden,
grim.
Levy
Our
Dryden,
forces outnumbered,
and
our bellies
great
empty,
grandmother,
and our
and this is
hearts are
Avernus,
sagging. But
who
we
is
are wardens.
the mage,
Flee when they hear our horns.
who is actually, you will find out very soon, still alive. Alright, he's gonna paralyze me. Oh, nope, I resisted it. Like a boss. I almost said like a Chad. But that's a bad thing. You know what? I wonder if Mana Clash works on demons. It does. So, Mana Clash easy mode. Okay, so we got a note. Definitely go around the notes here. There is, like I said, a little side quest. Commander Athlar. Knock him down. Archers up here. Like, once you get into the game enough, archers become less of an issue. I would still, you know, don't just let them shoot you to death. But they're not as dangerous as they were early on. Early on, archers are gonna be kind of a bane of your existence. I'm gonna turn that down just a hair. They're taking care of pretty much everybody down there. We came in with plenty of space. Ooh, nice. Lyrium potion. And I would always suggest coming here later with Liliana all leveled up, or whoever you're having be your lockpicker, because I believe that I'm almost 100% certain that you cannot come back in here once you leave. In here, we've got a chest. Large wooden rounds, shield of sylvanwood. Those things, I'm sure that they do have some sort of meaning and importance, but you, like, I don't really know. Alright. Mana Clash. See, I mean, that's the Archivist, a demon. So, I mean, these things were incredibly powerful, incredibly... I don't even want to say dangerous. Mind Blast. They would have taken more time, and they certainly can be dangerous. Again, as always, you're not playing with the money cheat, everything will be way more dangerous. The book is badly burned.
The door won't hold, Archivist.
Almost done. The truth must be told.
What does it matter? We're dead.
Our grand rebellion so close. And to die here, a stillbirth.
We never should have done it. Wardens aren't supposed to oppose kings and princes.
Should we stand idly by?
Another one. Rebellion? What's this about a rebellion? If
The
only
Warden
book
Rebellion.
weren't burned.
Shh, maybe there are other recordings.
We can
Or
only
records,
hope.
not recordings. We wouldn't know that word.
Right.
So yes, that's why the Wardens were banished from Ferelden, because they staged a coup against the king. But the king was a bad king. Right here in this area, I can't remember which one of these, you will have to come back here because there will be like either notes or something that you have to investigate that will lead you back here, and you get, I believe, a sword out of it. And this is where the veil is super thin.
Make them pay for every inch, men!
And that's Sophia. She can be in this and the next.
Avernus, we need you!
Nelate, Obrasoth, Sifan, Net, Bekon.
He summons demons, which is bad, obviously.
Andraste's blood! What?
More Avernus! Whatever it takes!
Teli, E, Benfotos,
Victos!
Press them! Press them now!
No! I command you, fight the king's men!
Fool. So much death, suffering, and oh yes, blood. The veil is torn now. Your soul is mine, Avernus.
Acolytes, retreat now! The battle is lost!
Avernus!
What does that Oh no, more fighting.
Oh no, more fighting. So that's what Avernus did under Sophia Dryden's command, was to summon demons. But once you start killing things so much the veil gets torn, that's what it looks like in this game. There are other, it's pretty much always depicted like this. But when the veil is that weak, demons kind of just slip through. He resisted that. And they didn't take any damage from it. That's annoying. Alright, let's do a chant lightning. Alright, let's move. I believe that the wardens need to be killed here first. Because I think that they are doing... Yeah, they're healing him. So you have to do that first. If you don't, he will never die. And now he's dead. And we're able to petrify him. Yeah, this is a pretty intense fight. I would say this is... It's probably not the most intense. Group heal. But it's certainly up there in intensity. See, and now he's healed all the way back up again. Can't remember if there's something that needs to be done. I didn't think there was. Alright. I thought it was just kill. If he can get that off. Okay, good. We might have to actually stand on these platforms. I can't remember. Delirium potion. Okay, Sten is down, which is a problem. Reach one of them, but not enough. Mana Clash. Alright, did some damage. Alright, he's gonna be on me now. Like I said, I don't remember if you have to stand on these things or not. Let's say everybody needs to hold their position. Drink a potion. Get Sten back up. Sten, I need you to use a lesser injury kit. Group heal. Liliana's there. Okay. Sten, you can come fight. It's either you have to stand on these things, or it's just like you have to kill enough waves. There we go.
The wardens summoned demons.
Yes.
Can't believe it. And my grandmother, she knew.
Wardens don't forbid blood magic.
I believed that my family was better than that. But answers may lay up ahead.
Kind of a bit of a tonal shift there, but yes, the wardens don't really have any restrictions on what they do. Winter's Breath is it's a good staff.
This should be
You can buy it as well, I believe, so you could have 2 Winter's Breaths. But at this point, obviously the staff that I'm using is way better. Alright. Little bit of lightning. So, again, I mean, it's pretty much just recycled elements. Which is, I mean, it's understandable for a game that's this old. Lots of demons. I don't think there's any new enemies in this at all. And there is Sophia Dryden.
Step no further, Warden. This one would speak with you.
Ooh, man. Why should I speak with you?
Because this peak is mine. This one is the Dryden, Commander, Sophia. All these things.
Grandmother?
You have slain many of the demon ilk to get here. This one would propose a deal.
Levy, I'm afraid your great-great-grandmother is possessed.
That or she's really let herself go. My great-great-grandmother is dead. I don't know what that is.
And why should I trust you, demon?
What is one woman child compared to your might? Strike me down if my terms offend. A fool this one would be to betray the Warden.
Alright, well, attack.
Fool!
Well, I mean, you said I could. So I'm gonna. If you take her deal, you can let her go. And she will appear in the next game. She appears in Dragon Age 2 as a revenant, or whatever you would call this. You know, a possessed spirit, possessed corpse lady. But it's not worth it. It's way better to take the other deal that you get presented. You can also hold off. You can also be like, hey, I'm gonna investigate a little bit more. Alright, she's petrified. But if you don't kill her, you don't get the sick armor that she wears. And I almost always put on her armor. I either put it on myself or I put it on Alistair. Because I like the armor a lot. It's good armor, one. but it's also just, it's cool armor. Warden Commander and Expert Hail Rune. The Expert Hail Rune is less interesting. But yeah, you need high strength to wear it. So Alistair is currently wearing the Armor of Diligence, which is good. But if you look, the Warden Commander armor is way better. It's got critical and backstab damage, which isn't that important. That's probably better for like a rogue. But the +1 armor, the stamina regeneration isn't better than health regen, in my opinion. But then you get +50 stamina from the boots and +10 fire resistance. Like, I mean, whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. All Warden Commander stuff. And then he's wearing the Helm of Honleith as well, which isn't bad. And you get an item set bonus from wearing all that. So there's really like no negative. And then, no, the Blood Dragon Plate's still way better. Alright. Let's read this little book. Sophia Dryden's journal. Raspberry jam.
This should be easy enough.
And then learn more about the... You're missing one clue, which is on the next floor. And then you can open that cache that I talked about. This can be a pretty challenging fight only because there's traps everywhere. And the traps can be extra aggravating.
Right ahead. Right ahead.
This, I would definitely try to make sure you're doing some damage to the archers. Because if you don't, then they will just pepper you. Like they're kind of doing right now to me. So I'm going to go up and take care of them. See, and that's the other thing. If you get stuck there and then they just keep shooting you, they can do quite a bit of damage. La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dum. Almost done with Soldier's Peak.
Let's get started.
Alright.
Right.
Mind Blast. Everybody's stunned. Literally, everybody. Alright, those guys are taking their damage. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, you can probably tell. It's just, there's not a whole lot of challenging fights at this point. I've got all my stuff kind of geared the way it needs to be. And it kind of gets this way in all of the games. Eventually you do get to a point where it's the combats that you will have. Not that they're not fun. They are certainly still fun. But they're just...
Day 32. The subject is not responding to the stimuli. Testing the pain threshold has uncovered nothing. Only 3 subjects are left. Day 82. If only I could reproduce last night's extraordinary success. Electricity is only a catalyst. The blood is the key. Day 97. Energy and blood. Repeated applications have duplicated the results. I conjecture that success can be induced alchemically. But there are no more subjects left. If only I had one more, or a dozen. The things I could do.
So he's been doing... Alright. And then this is... you can either destroy it, or you can drink it. You should drink it. And it unlocks the hidden potential of the tainted blood you drank during the journey. That is a hilarious jug. Bend over and then stand up straight. You have access to new abilities. And I will show you those abilities. So you get the power of blood. Self-inflicted wound lets the mage draw from the power of tainted blood, rapidly regenerating a significant amount of mana, but taking a small hit to your health. And blood grasp. The mage's own tainted blood becomes a weapon, sapping the caster's health slightly, but inflicting spirit damage on a target. Darkspawn targets suffer additional damage. So it's essentially just blood magic. And that's what Avernus is. Avernus is a blood mage. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't know why it let me do that again. So, you got a corpse, a wood crate, and a chest over there. And then Avernus himself. And yes, that means Avernus is alive.
I hear you. Don't disrupt my concentration.
I'm sorry.
Even now, the demons seek to replenish their numbers. Are you to thank for this welcomed but temporary imbalance?
The old warden mage, you're still alive.
Only just. I have only a short time left.
Careful. This man has dabbled in matters forbidden by the Maker. He may look frail, but don't trust him.
So the Maker told you that, did he? Short-sighted men have forbidden my research, not any god. Enough. Why are you here? What is your intent?
Man, I'm here to recover the Grey Warden base.
An admirable goal. But in order to achieve this,
'Cause I'm a Grey Warden.
demons must be cut off forever.
Yes. Soldier's Peak must be rid of the plague of demons.
Agreed. This must be the first priority. The only priority.
I want some answers.
To what questions, I wonder? Ask.
How have you survived?
The Chantry foolishly forbids blood magic. But there are so many secrets to uncover.
Fair enough.
As my body decayed, I found ways to extend it. But that can only go so far.
Alright. Sophia's great-grandson brought me here. Levy, go ahead.
Master Mage, sir, my family name has been worth less than dirt for over a century. Do you have any proof that Sophia was a hero?
The boy who braved the mists. So you heeded my call. And you are a Dryden. The cosmos has a sense of humor.
Your call?
He was but a boy when he entered the tunnels below the peak. His heart pure, his character certain. In dreams, I gave him the keys he would need. He would be my deliverance.
Just answer his questions.
Your great-great-grandmother was the best of us. Brave, charismatic, fiery, utterly devoted to the fight. But still we lost. We fought against a tyrant, you know, so full of vigor then, so blind to consequence. But proof? There's none to be had.
I'm sorry, Levy.
I had hoped. But thank you, Warden.
Man. Tell me what happened.
What use would storytelling serve? The tyrant Arland is long dead, as is all our noble co-conspirators and the Grand Rebellion. Sophia's corpse may walk and talk, but she, too, is no more.
Fair enough. How was Arland a tyrant?
He ruled with fear and poison, his treachery pit noble against noble in terrible battle. We thought him a monster. We gathered allies to rebel. But the toll of years has erased our failure, hasn't it? It seemed so pressing then. But the kingdom lives on.
You had to know that summoning so many demons was foolhardy.
Perhaps, but it was survival. For months, I prepared the summoning circles, researched the darkest depths of the Fade. That moment was a triumph of demonic law. Dozens of demons, called by my hand. But with so many variables, I suppose, calculation errors were inevitable. I was so close.
You're to blame for all this. Some things you just don't do.
from a warden, that means something. So tired, so old. Let me undo my greatest of mistakes. Let me cleanse this place. Then I will accept whatever justice you feel I merit.
Alright. Commander Dryden knew of the demons?
She gave the order. I would have summoned the demons anyway. Only under wardens can true magical research continue. A chance to rediscover the secrets of ancient Tevinter.
And don't you remember how that ended? Black City, Darkspawn.
Chantry lies told to subjugate the mages to keep them docile.
I don't know about that. I want to ask you something else. What was the purpose of your experiments?
To stop the demonic tide, to correct the miscalculations of the past. Blood magic comes from demons. They could counter every bit of law I knew. But the Darkspawn taint, that is alien to them. And it has power.
What power?
The wardens use it merely to sense Darkspawn. A triviality. My research has discovered so much more. Hinted at even greater heights. This knowledge could not only save Soldier's Peak, with it the wardens could grow even more powerful.
Can you teach me what you learned?
You've already read my research. But in time, with the proper materials, I could learn so much more.
Man. Time for questions is
So be
over.
it. My only request, if justice or vengeance drive you, stay your hand until the demons are dealt with.
Until the demons are dead, we're allies.
That will do for now. We must go to the Great Hall. There will be peril.
Alright. Then we'll grab Liliana and she'll open this chest. Just a crossbow. Nothing crazy. Investigate the corpse. Yeah, we'll grab that too, why not? Nothing up there. And then we'll go. So, that power that I unlocked, the power of blood, I would have to slot that in down here. I probably won't. Well, whatever. We'll do it just because we can. We'll extend this bar a little bit longer. We'll just quickly kind of finagle some things around. And then, yeah, those look fine. We'll do it like that for now. But the warrior and the rogue get different ones because, obviously, being able to cast a spell that lets you regenerate mana doesn't really help you if you're a rogue or a mage. This is another really good thing. As soon as you click... Oh, I thought it did. I thought as soon as you clicked on that, it took you back to the Great Hall. Maybe it doesn't.
This should be easy enough.
Maybe you do have to walk back through. No. Here.
We must act quickly. The demons are clawing on the gates. The veil must be closed.
Fair enough. What do I do?
I will unravel the summoning circles I drew so long ago. Waves of spirits and demons may come through. Dispatch them. I will begin.
Alrighty.
First, I must summon the magical energies. I feel them. They're coming.
Right, they're coming. So we got just some lesser rage demons. No reason to use any of my big spells just yet because there are way more powerful demons coming. So greater shades, those ones certainly I could. But again, I still would say it's not really that important. Ouch. Mind blank them. Boop. I really need to be able to take those guys. obviously you should be able to tell, because you've played video games before, that the last one that we fight, once we've taken care of everything else, that fight will be the hardest fight, because obviously there's no reason why it wouldn't be. Group heal, got it off. Ash wraiths can be pretty messy. And then a standard lesser rage demon is pretty much just nothing. So you get a desire demon to end. And mana clash is certainly a good way to start. That's like a third or a fourth of her health. Petrify, certainly a good. Ooh, she resisted it though. Okay, we knocked her down. And she's dead.
The enemy draws blood.
See, Asturian's portrait. And then she gives you 3.5 gold. So not bad.
It's over. The veil is strong now.
Stronger.
Stronger, at least. I said I'd submit to judgment. And so I shall. Can I be left to experiment in peace?
Man. You must atone. Research ways to help wardens ethically.
With what time I have left, I will do this. It may take months or years for my research to reach fruition. When it does, I will send for you. Thank you for this, Warden.
You've done it, Warden. Soldier's Peak is safe
And that's
again.
basically
That
all
old
of it.
geezer of Avernus deserves the gallows if you ask me, but people will do queer things to survive. But if he does the proper research, without the sacrifices and blood magic and all,
Man.
maybe he'll turn up something good. But there was no proof to redeem my family.
Man. The past won't offer redemption. Try the future instead.
For so long, I was focused on the past, on answers. But I think I would have been better off had I stayed at home. Enough of that, though. I find myself at a loss. You've got a whole fortress now. I suppose I should start plying my trade again.
Any chance I could convince you to stay on?
You know I'm no good in a fight, but I'm a fair trader. My cousins have been looking for a safe place to store trade goods, and the Peak, whatever the Drydens have to...
Looks like we're done here. A demonic invasion.
Woo! Master of the Peak. So now we control Soldier's Peak. And then, like I said, as long as you grab all those, you're able to look at Asturian's portrait, recite the Grey Warden Oath, and it pops out this little cache. And inside the cache is Asturian's Might, which is a Silverite weapon. Silverite does extra damage against Darkspawn. This weakens them. Super good. Heavy Plate's not bad. Shadow Belt is good. And then, obviously, a Sovereign and a half is very good if you're not using the money cheat. For me, it's nothing. But Asturian's Might definitely can be a good weapon. Of course, using the money cheat, Alistair's already got a way better weapon. But if you had like a dual-wielding rogue, you could give Asturian's Might to one of them. There does certainly come a point where you're fighting way more Darkspawn. Oh, Liliana did level up. I didn't see that. I'm assuming her dexterity is going to want to go up. We want the poison making. And then, what else did we want? I mean, that's really it. So, oh, we were going to go for strength, I think. Better poisons. And then Master Archer deadly with both bows and crossbows. Master Archers receive additional benefits when using aim, defensive fire, crippling shot, all those. This talent also eliminates the penalty to attack speed when wearing heavy armor. Although massive armor still carries a penalty. So I could equip Liliana with better armor. There's no reason to. She's got some of the best armor in the game. the Drake scale armor is very good. And then we just need to leave real quick. We can go back to the party camp, and then we should be able to just go right back to it.
I have been studying
There we
Mother's
go.
grimoire. Do you wish to hear what I have found?
Yeah, what'd you find?
'Tis not what I expected. I had hoped for a collection of her spells, a map of the power that she commands. But this is not it.
You look disturbed.
Disturbed? Yes, perhaps that is the right word. One thing in particular within her writings disturbs me. Here, in great detail, Flemeth explains the means by which she has survived for centuries.
Man. Let me guess. She drinks blood. She eats children.
That is closer to the truth than you might think. Flemeth has raised many daughters over her long lifetime. There are stories of these many witches of the wilds throughout chastened legend, yet I have never seen a one, and always wondered why not. And now I know. They are all Flemeth. When her body becomes old and wizened, she raises
I don't know
a
why
daughter.
my fingers hurt
And when the
real
time
bad.
is right, she takes her daughter's body for her own.
And you had no idea? I'm so sorry.
Do not be sorry. I am not. I am angry. There is only one possible response to this. Flemeth needs to die. I will not sit about like an empty sack waiting to be filled. Flemeth must be slain, and I need your help to do it.
Okay.
Then what needs to be done is for you to go back to Flemeth's hut in the... If I am present when she is slain, I cannot be... Confront her and slay... The thing I must have is her true grimoire. With it, I can defend...
I'll see what I can do.
I am...
Alright. So, we will do that as well. Because that's actually a very... all we gotta do is fight Flemeth. Which is... It's a challenging fight. Trust me. But, a fun one. So we'll go put together... I don't know. I mean, this is still probably going to be our Flemeth killing team. We'll go back to Soldier's Peak real quick, because now you'll get to see Soldier's Peak as it's supposed to be. So you don't come in down there anymore. And now there is Levi Dryden who sells stuff. Mikhail Dryden also sells stuff. I think that's... Oh, and Levi's nephew. And then there's a party storage chest now.
Welcome back, Warden. As you can see, we've been busy. Cleaned the place up a bit. Even my brother Mikhail came out of hiding. Never will you find a finer smith. Also got some goods stored here that might interest you. Buy them now before my cousins move it all someplace else.
Alright, let me see your wares. So, no weapons. None of that's interesting to me. Potent health potions become useful. If you have potent health potions in the beginning of the game, you really I would just hang on to them, because there's nothing to use them on. I mean, you can of course use them on anybody that you want, but you're basically just gonna waste them, because they heal so much.
Our family owes you a great deal.
Alright, and Mikhail.
You? You're the warden? My family owes you. Any weapons I make, I will sell you for a discount.
Alright, can I see your wares? So he sells the weapons. So you get Dragon Bone and Silverite weapons. They all have multiple rune slots. And then he also sells really good... this is where... I mean, this DLC kind of just gives you whatever you want, kind of. Comparing items to Alistair. So if you compare this helmet, obviously the Helm of Hanleith +2 to all attributes is just way too good to pass up on. But, there's definitely some good stuff in here. None of this stuff will be enchanted, though. it'll just be normal stuff. And then he doesn't sell anything else. It's just weapons and armor. And like I said, there is a very special encounter, and we might get it. Might have, it's a little bit of RNG, but you just kind of have to walk around, and eventually you'll run into a meteorite. We could get it on this. Who knows? But when you run into the meteorite, then you can take the ore from it, and you take it back to him, and he makes a weapon for you. And it's a very good weapon. At least as far as I remember. And it looks really cool. So we'll go to Flemeth's hut. We'll save. And then, because I'm pretty sure we can beat her. But I'm not totally certain. Huh, Flemeth?
And so you return.
Yep.
Lovely Morrigan has at last found someone willing to dance to her tune. Such enchanting music she plays, wouldn't you say?
We know your little secret.
Which one, I wonder? What has Morrigan told you? What little plan has she hatched this time?
She knows how you extend your unnatural lifespan.
That she does. The question is, do you? Ah, but it is an old, old story. One that Flemeth has heard before, and even told. Let us skip right to the ending, shall we? Do you slay the old wretch as Morrigan bids, or does the tale take a different turn?
You deserve to die.
It is a dance poor Flemeth knows well. Come, she will earn what she takes. I'd have it no other way.
And dragon. Perfect. Alright. Gotta move. Alright, we are doing some damage to her. I don't think she counts as a mage, so I don't think Mana Clash will be worth it. Let's do Bloody Grasp. She's probably going to start attacking me is the problem. Nope, she did not attack me. Gotta get some healing. Is that Sten? Yep, she picked up Sten. And I don't believe that there's any way to, like, petrify or freeze these targets. Oh, maybe we can. So the extra important thing here is to make sure that I stay alive so that I can provide healing. Because if I go down, it's bad. Obviously. Alistair, use a health potion. Sten, use a lesser injury kit, I guess. Then Liliana should be able to use... I wonder if she can do some poison concoctioning. It does look like she can. Concentrated crow's poison. Concentrated venom. Additional nature and inflict movement speed penalty. Yeah, I mean the coatings are really good. Deal spirit damage. Freezing. I guess we'll get some shock bombs. And then she should be able to just coat her weapon.
Weapons at the ready.
Is she gonna attack me again? Yep. Just fine. Sweep. That's gonna hurt. Let me see if Petrify will stick. Nope. Buff it. Buff it's annoying. Okay, got everybody in that. Yeah, that's the big one. Once she can get me in close, it's a problem. Because obviously I don't have as much defense. This will be a relatively long fight, all things considered. Alright, we got a lyrium potion off. I mean, I'm tempted to use Mana Clash just to see if it works. But if I do it and it doesn't work, then it's a lot of mana to use. Not that I don't have a lot of mana potions. Yeah, she's just gonna keep shooting me with Fire Spit now, which I'm not 100% against, because I'll probably be able to take the damage better. Alistair, just use a regular health potion. Liliana, you still have the Soul Rod coating, which is good. Incense of Awareness, but less, granting a bonus to defense, but a penalty to blah 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 blah. Of course, you did not take the health potion like I asked you to. Take health potion. Thank you. No, no, no. You need to stay alive. Group heal. And then lesser health potion. Should be fine. Alright. Yeah, that seems about right. Sten's probably gonna go down again. Yep. She's gonna hit me with that. Okay, I got enough time to drink a lyrium potion. Revival is a 2-minute cooldown. So, even though this fight has probably been going on for, I don't know, a while. Not an insignificant amount of time, at least. It has not been 2 minutes yet. Of in-game time, at least. Let's drink another lyric. Of course. We are going to be able to win, more than likely. Oh, man. Alistair, I'm going to need you to get up and drink a health potion. Buff it. The other big thing about being close to her is if I'm close and she bites me and picks me up, I'm screwed. Because, well, we're screwed just in general. Because nobody can do the type of damage that I can do. Heal. It didn't go off. Okay, there we go. Lyrium potion. Yep, we should be fine. I mean, you can see how, I mean, the damage is, like, happening, but it's not happening very fast. Let's get a Soul Rot coating. Oh, okay, we froze her for a sec. Okay, defensive fire is not worth it. Rapid shot is what we have. Let's do a critical shot. Should be fine. Okay. And Alistair's killing her. We did it. So that is the Flemeth fight. Flemeth is very challenging. This would probably also be the team that I would take to go and kill the other dragon that we saw. We certainly will do that eventually. Not yet. Still not yet. Alright, Alistair did level up though. I can't remember. Oh, and now we have unlocked the other specializations. So the Berserker, the Champion, not the Reaver. The Champion though is important. We will take the Champion. Yeah, because that's in they like benefit just the allies and stuff nearby. What do I need for that? I need 32 strength, so we're good there. Why don't we do it like that? Oh, do I want to finish off weapons and shields, or do I want to get Warcry? We're gonna grab Warcry. And then Flemeth has the key. And then you break into her house. And then it should be just this chest. Right here. Robes of Possession, which are restricted to Morrigan. They look the exact same. And then Flemeth's real grimoire.
As you wish.
And that is how you... Come on. There we go. That's how you complete the Flemeth quest. So we will go back to the party camp real quick. Can you stop walking like you gotta take a poop?
As you wish.
Party camp. And then we'll do return to Ostagar. I want to say we have enough time. Even if we don't, we should still do it. Turn bloody... What? Why are you... Whatever. Morrigan.
I await your command.
Duh. Never mind. Newest. Morrigan.
Mother's real grimoire, is it?
Yep.
I am glad you were able to find it after all. My thanks for retrieving it. I shall begin studying it immediately and unlock the power that it holds.
Dope. And then... Morrigan. Robes of Possession. So different. Yeah. So it's really... That's it for her. We can eventually do... We'll do some personal quests coming up. We'll do that probably... I don't know. Probably next time. Alistair.
Yes.
We can take Win. Gotta take Liliana. No, I would rather take a warrior.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do this. So if you take Win with you to Ostagar, she has some comments. Yes, if you go to Flemeth's hut, make sure you walk up, then make sure you walk back down. I don't know why. Don't ask. But we are back. And we get to fight Darkspawn again.
Let's get started. Right.
Bemo.
As you wish.
They're like, and this is the problem with it. The first set of,
Hand it to the Darkspawn. They sure know how to make a place feel desolate.
the first groups of Darkspawn that you're
This should
fighting.
be easy enough.
Okay, can you like do
Let's
what
get
I'm
started.
telling you to do? Here, I'll walk around as Alistair. If she's gonna walk around like she's got poop in her pants. Can't... Oh no, we gotta go this way. Why are you Why are you poopy pants? There we go. La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dum. What do we got? Herlock Strider. Okay, that's what I thought. Mana Clash. Dead. So powerful. So, like I said, Mana Clash. Real good. Real important. For, I would say at least one of your mages probably should know it. I mean, yes, it makes things easier. Even if you're not cheating, like at all, it's still pretty cheap. Herlock Strider. He's got Kalen's Greaves.
I don't know whether to laugh or cry, but it's clearly Kalen's.
Yeah.
There can be no doubt.
Then here's the joining chalice.
On it.
Which, as far as I know, is just a... Give it to yourself.
Is that from...
Give it to Alistair. It's a big bump. Again, you're not using the thoughtful gifts. Definitely give him that. The regular Herlocks and stuff, they're not going to have anything.
Destroy the fiend.
Alright, we got regular Doobidoos. This place, you're going to fight hordes of things. Definitely important to have Chain Lightning by this point. Oh look, they're all dead. And I leveled up. Genlock Forge Master. That would be another time where I would say it's really probably more important to kill the horde of enemies versus killing the one guy. Alright. Darkspawn Forge. I don't know why it just tells me that it's a Darkspawn Forge. Like, I get it. I would have assumed I could do something with it. But it does not look like I can. Oh. Herlock Alpha. Definitely take out the Alpha. But Return to Ostagar is supposed to be pretty much just like a pretty solemn experience. Excuse me. You know, you get to go back through basically the beginning of the game. And if you had played the game when it first came out, Return to Ostagar didn't come out till much later in the lifespan of Dragon Age Origins. Oh, key required. And then here is Elric's buried key. Is it Duncan's Fire? Genlock Forge Master. Come on. Where'd it go?
This should be easy enough.
Dead Mabari. And then this is where you get like some good Mabari stuff. Bunch of rogues. And then Blight Wolves. Boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop. Oh, I need to get that level up. Like, real bad. Blast. It's getting a little hairy. Let's get some healing off. But, I mean, really just lots of fighting. I mean, the fights they're interesting enough. But eventually they do. That's, I think, why in the subsequent games, Caelan's Shield, you do get... combat is a bit more flashy. Especially in Inquisition. Like, when I play a mage in Inquisition, you'll just see there's a certain ability that you get that just lets you kind of zip around. Duncan's fire. The Darkspawn have done their best to defile the bonfire where Duncan kept his nightly watch. Perhaps they still have some sense of something of the man's power. So, and then this is Caelan's chest. This is what you need that key for. You get Merrick's blade, one of the best weapons in the game. Plus, you know, stamina and health regeneration, weakens nearby Darkspawn, and extra damage. And the secret correspondence.
It's a pity we hadn't placed more trust in Orlais and less in the king's own father-in-law.
Blades like that inspire songs that last.
And that what they're talking about is that Caelan had been speaking with Empress Celine of Orlais and had asked for help because the blight affects everybody. The blight, I mean, the first blight is, you know, a catastrophe that takes, you know, a huge toll before it's finally taken out. And then the subsequent blights that have happened are all, I mean, they're cataclysms. And I mean, they're world problems. Man, I get Master Herbalism now. Yeah, we're going for Crushing Prison, aren't we? Well, boop, boop. A boop. That works for me. Master Herbalism. And Force Field. So now I can make potent, greater health potions. You know, some decent things. Most of this stuff is really, like, I want to make sure that I go through and see just in case there is anything interesting. But most of it is not. Alright. Trigger the trap. Perfect. So one of the things that you can do, and that, you know, you probably will end up doing, is giving Alistair all of Caelan's stuff. Or Merrick's stuff. Like Merrick's shield. Or it's Caelan's shield, Merrick's sword. What are you attacking, buddy? You okay over there? And we just got lots of Darkspawn. Oh, I got interrupted. That doesn't happen too often. I will say, now that I've been playing and having to talk, now my mouth does hurt. So if I am less enthusiastic than I may otherwise be, I will sincerely apologize. But we're into this episode, and I'm not going to give up on it. But yeah, now my mouth, it hurts. Luckily, I know that the clots have held. Oh, I guess content warning. If you don't want to listen to my mouth story, shouldn't talk about it for too long. But I know the clots held, so I know I don't have anything like dry socket. So, shouldn't be anything too bad. It's just uncomfortable. We will end up down there. But this is what you really come here for. Well, this and one other thing. This is why you can bring Wynn here, because she was actually here. So it just flashes you back through, and so we got some Hurlocks, and we got some Shamble-Ambulin skeletons. Ooh, skeletal mage. Let's scroll in. Come on. Mana Clash killed him. That's why I say Mana Clash feels like a cheat. Because it certainly frickin' do. Alright. Then we got some more guys over here. I can go take them on. You don't do anything with Kaylin's body just yet. You come back for it later. Alright. Oh. My goodness. The bridge ambush is a little annoying. Because it's not a hard ambush. I mean, yeah, if you come here right away, this will be way too hard for you. Because that is the one thing, like, certain things are leveled. Certain combats, you know, but like this one right here, especially, I'm going to try to gather as much of these guys together as I can. Just because I kind of want to. Alright, they're stunned. And then I want to see how many people I can chain this through. Boop. 1, 2. Did it really stop after just 2? That's kind of annoying. Oh, Alistair. Yeah, the ballista are super important to get rid of. Because when they hit you, they do a crap ton of damage. Right, what can I really do? That's the problem with like Tempest and Earthquake. They're both channeled spells. Like, I might be able to get off. But Alistair's there now, which is certainly a problem. Alistair, go that way. Sten, go that way.
Time for a little cleanup.
Don't move freely. So yeah, they're definitely taking damage. I mean, are they taking like crazy amounts? No. But enough. I wish I could just like stop concentrating on the spell or something, just to end it. But no such luck. It lasts for a while. Alright, you guys can move again. Of course, Liliana went down. Hurlock Strategist. Hi, buddy. Whoa. That guy scares me, because he took a full Mana Clash to the face. Alright, he's stunned, though. So now he's dead.
Right. It's either you or me, and it isn't gonna be me.
Alright. So he should have another piece of Kaylin's armor.
Up there, Tower of Shal. Let's do this.
Sacks and crates.
Trap right ahead.
You definitely need to search all of the quote-unquote boss guys that you fight, because they're the ones that carry the pieces of Kaylin's armor. I want to see what we have at this point. So we have Kalen's Greaves. Kalen's Gauntlets, Kalen's Shield. We need Kalen's Armor. And then we have Merrick's Blade. Which, in comparison, Merrick's Blade does more damage, has a higher critical chance, lower AP. And then it's got the weakness for Darkspawn and all that stuff. So once we can equip it with some runes, we'll definitely be giving that to him. Either that or the other weapon that you get. So yeah, now it's just like going back through. Emissary. He's dead.
Right.
So I would still say take out mages first, even with having the ability to take them out that easy. But mainly because it is that easy to just take them out with Mana Clash. Like, why leave them on the battlefield? Why let them sit here and do a whole bunch of damage?
Let's get started.
While we're trying to just survive. Okay, what do we have here? Herlock General. He's petrified right now, so he's gonna be unimportant. I mean, not unimportant. He's gonna be not an issue. He's dead. What do we have here? We got more Herlocks. Kalen's breastplate. Kalen's armor is also very good armor. I would certainly give that to anybody as well. So there are certain, like, I feel like the canonical playthrough of this, I'm going to turn the volume down so I can talk while we're doing this. Not that I can't normally, but it's just going to be even easier, especially with how painful this is getting. So of course there is no, shrieks. We haven't seen any shrieks yet. Let me get up here. So shrieks, just like Genlocks are dwarves, Herlocks are humans, ogres are Kunari, shrieks are elves. Or that's the assumption at least. But they can be super annoying. They don't have a lot of health, but what they lack in health, they make up for in just being friggin' annoying as hell. I feel like the canonical playthrough is a human noble, or which would either be a warrior or a rogue. I feel like that's the canonical playthrough. This is the guy we're after. He's a mage, but he's also like a necromancer. Not a blood mage. Herlock Grunt. These guys take these are like 1 point of damage. Do not use abilities on them. It's almost, I think it's supposed to make you feel like a badass, kind of. Because you're like, I'm mad at you. I'm coming through. But the ogre is, that's an ogre. Master Ward. Don't know what that achievement is. Right, just for being so awesome. I like to give myself achievements for being awesome all the time. Just a body kicker. I know I'm not searching every single one of these guys. They don't have anything. I promise you. Or at least not anything worth going after. Just some more grunts. So that next room has lots of stuff in it. We're gonna first do that.
This should be easy enough.
So as soon as they walk into it, they die. And I think that because a lot of the best weapons and armor, and the most like warden centric stuff is all geared towards like heavy armor, swords, shields. And that, I mean, not that you can't use swords or shields or heavy armor as a mage. You can. It's not as good. Alright, come on, guys. Oh, the boop. And the boop. These guys give the same amount of experience, though. Come on.
On it.
Open up. Darkspawn crossbow. I really just want the fire arrows. Again, could pick up any of this stuff.
Down the hole and into the deep. I don't even want to imagine where that leads.
The hole? Well, that's where we're going, so. Boop-a-da-boop. And now we're back to fighting just regular bad guys.
Right.
Not no grunts, no more. Not no one-hit kills. Would be nice. But no, we're getting pretty close to the end in this. Content warning for spiders. Oh, really? Come on. Yeah, I want the manuscript.
Right.
Tried to overwhelm him. And then we beat its face. Alright, it's dead. I don't think it has anything. Oh, is there anything we want to get rid of? We can get rid of that for certain. That. Alright. For now, that should be plenty. And we really just are going to try to get through this so that we can get on to the next cool stuff. Lots of spiders in here. It's a D&D clone. What do you expect? Spiders and undead. Oh, come on. Not what I wanted, and you know it. That hit Liliana. That's unideal.
Down with you.
Alright. Yeah, that's getting bad. I know I could stop the recording, go take some medicine, give myself a little bit, but I'd rather just kind of power through.
Let's get started.
Let's get through this. What do we have down there? Herlock Emissary. Dead. Don't even need to see him. Just leave me alone. There's also a Genlock archer down there. Alistair's fighting back there, which is fine. The kill animations are pretty cool. I will say that. I do not mind a good kill animation. Or rubbly. Money! As always, search these guys if you're not using the money cheat. They got money on them. I just don't need money. Again, I would always do your DLC content with Liliana or whoever your lockpicker is being max level. Because otherwise you're gonna find yourself running into things that you won't be able to come back for. Or if you come back for them, like, it's not gonna be worth it. My goodness. Screw this.
Let's get
Oh yeah, I forgot. You can't do it while in combat.
started. On it.
Group heal. frozen. Not frozen. Overwhelmed. Yeah, this is a little hairy. Nope. Double overwhelm? No way. No way out of that. Ah, war cry. Everybody fight better. The next fight, well, we're basically done. I mean, once we're done with this, then the next thing that we do is the final fight. Ooh, this is a problem. Because I haven't saved in a while. And I really can't, I don't want to say I can't afford, but I don't want to. Acid flask. That's why it's not bad if Liliana's the last one alive. If you got somebody with poison, you just, like, shock bomb. Boom. Lots of damage. Okay, the fight's over. Alright, everybody's back. It's important. Ooh. Oh, that's why it's sorted by newest. I was like, where did all my health potions go? Oh, what was I? I got a crushed arm. Alistair's deafened. And Sten has a cracked skull. All bad. Alright. Yep, we're gonna gather and venture forth. This will be the last fight. And then we'll go back to camp. I'm going to let our health regen just a little bit. But this is the battlefield. This is where Kaelin and Duncan died. Oh, I forgot. Force field is just like... It makes you immune to damage, so it's a double-edged sword. You can either put it on an ally and keep them alive for a couple of seconds, or you can put it on an enemy and stop them from being able to do anything. Arrows. And there is Duncan's sword and dagger. And the necromancer. So we get to fight the ogre that killed Kaelin and really hurt Duncan. And then we do get Duncan's sword and Duncan's dagger.
Right. Right. Let's get started.
Alright, we stunned him. Yeah, this fight was way harder when I was a kid. Because that fight was nothing good. And I cheated as a kid, too. Like, I cheat single-player games all the time. There's no reason not to. It's a single-player game. Who am I hurting? Do-do-do. We got that mage over here.
Done.
He resisted that. Not resisting stuff. Take more damage. Okay, he got it. Yep, and that's him. That, I believe, will give us. Yep, that gives us Kaelin's helm.
There. That is the last of them. I only pray we can carry them as valiantly as he.
Right.
And then we go after the risen ogre. Duncan's dagger and Duncan's sword. Duncan's sword, +3 willpower, +3 cunning, +2 stamina regen in combat, +4 damage for Stark spawn. Real good. And then Duncan's dagger. Damage versus dragons. I don't know why. So we're going to take all that. There's a raven. So raven. So raven too. That's it. That is return to Ostagar. There is nothing up there. I promise you. And then the other good thing.
You called.
No, I didn't. You got in my way. Let's go.
As you wish.
You big, tall butt munch. It doesn't actually make you go back through the Darkspawn tunnels. It shows you here, and then it pans over, and then you get back up on the bridge, which is, oh god, a godsend. There's no way walking back through all of that would have been rewarding in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, they left him here to rot. We need to do something.
He deserves a pyre.
He was a good man, who hoped too much, and died too young. He deserves what little honor we can afford to grant him.
I agree. So he gets his own funeral pyre. And then we got a bunch of really good stuff. Wynn has stuff to say, and then you can get Logain as a companion as well, and Logain can have things to say as well. So, quest complete. Return to Ostagar. And then I believe, actually, how leave? I want to say you can go that way to leave, or maybe I can just open the map and leave. I can. Good. Just open the map and leave. Otherwise, you got to walk back through the whole shooting match. It's not worth it. So, back at camp, we can talk to Sandal.
Enchantment?
And
He can
oh, I don't need that.
And there you have it.
I want some enchanting done. Oh, Euceris isn't bad. But we were gonna go and do Merrick's Blade. Merrick's Blade. Give Grandmaster those two. Accept. And then Alistair. Take Merrick's Blade. Merrick's Blade looks pretty cool.
Have I ever told you I really like the way you wear your hair?
My hair? Thank you.
It's very nice, and it suits you. Simple. Not like the elaborate hairstyles we wore in Orlais. They involved flowers, ribbons, jewels. 1 year, feathers were all the rage, and Lady Elise decided she needed to outdo everyone else, and actually wore live songbirds in her voluminous hair. The chirping was quite charming for a while, but you must realize, terrified little birdies often have loose bowels.
Poor birds.
Yes, I don't envy them. She never washed her hair.
Gross.
But I was trying to say something nice to you, wasn't I? Oh, forgive me. My mind wanders so. It's just that I feel so comfortable talking to you.
Liliana is
Say
not like
anything
this
and
at
you wouldn't
all
judge me.
in the subsequent 2 games. Well, we're friends, aren't
Yes, very much so. I haven't felt this close to anyone in a long time. I really enjoy your company.
we? You're a treasured friend,
Thank
Liliana.
you. I am honored that you feel that way.
I'm honored that you're honored.
Oh, it's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you all right?
Yes, of course. I am just a little weary. As you may have noticed, I'm no spring chicken.
No, you're a person.
Ha, very funny. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
You're not allowed to be done quite yet.
Oh, no. I'm not the sort of person that leaves things unfinished. I'll see this through, I promise.
Well, that's good. Don't die. But we'll conclude it there. I feel like that's a good spot to stop. And if I talk anymore, I might cut off my jaw. So, thank you. I know a lot of the time you'll see YouTubers do post-surgery, especially post-wisdom tooth extractions, and their faces are all swollen up and they're talking funny. But, well, you just get me muted because pain. But hopefully it was nice to be able to go through those two DLC, and I do plan on still getting you an episode out on Thursday, so I will again record tomorrow, and you guys might be getting episodes a little more frequently here coming up. I'm not totally certain, but we can only see. It might jump from like 2 to 3, maybe 4. You will still always get, or I will try to always give you the standard 2, but you may get a couple bonus episodes here for the next couple weeks. I am currently in the process of switching from doing a manual labor job, and I'm going back to school, and I'm gonna try my hand at the medical field, which, you know, however you feel about that, I have always kind of liked medicine, and I have always not liked doing manual labor every day of my life. It is exhausting and body breaking. So hopefully you all will still be here and you will continue to join me as we go through Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, and then hopefully eventually Dreadwolf. I know that there have been some leaks, but I am not going to really touch on those other than I hope that the game is really good, and I hope that it comes out when it is ready to come out, not when the shareholders want it to come out. I want a good game. I want a game that we can be proud of. But until next time, see ya.